We're back on the record in calls numbers 321974 and calls number 329889. Both cases is style of State of Texas versus Jarvis Allen Jacobs. We have Mr. Jacobs appearing via Zoom with his attorney, who is also appearing via Zoom, Mr. Ryan Matuska. Mr. Jacobs was sworn in earlier, and prior to the court going into recess to give Mr. Jacobs an opportunity to talk to his attorney, the court was in the process of asking Mr. Jacobs a couple of questions. Now, Mr. Jacobs, you, as part of this plea bargain, will you be forfeiting or waiving your right to file a writ in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you'll be forfeiting your right to file a writ, and you'll be also waiving your right as well. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jacobs, you had an opportunity to talk to your attorney, and your attorney explained to you the rights that you have regarding filing a writ and filing and forfeiting your right to a writ. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jacobs, I have before me a motion to revoke your probation in cause number 321974. And in this motion, Mr. Jacobs, it alleges that on May 7th of 2019, that you was found guilty of criminal mischief, and it has family violence that has been corrected. State, would you are you amending the motion to strike out the word family violence?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Matuska, do you have any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Jacobs, the indictment this information have been amended, and it reads that on May 7th of 2019, that you was found guilty for the offense of criminal mischief, and the word family violence has been stricken out. And it also states that your punishment was assessed at 90 days confinement in the Jefferson County Jail and a fine of $500, and that was probated for 1 year. And the state on July 8th of 2021 filed a motion to revoke your probation. And in this motion, the state has 4 allegations. But on the sheet, I see that you're pleading to 1 allegation. State, are you abandoning allegations 2, 3, 4?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay. So, Mr. Jacobs,
Yes,
the
sir.
state is alleging that in allegation 1, that you committed the offense of assault family violence, in that on or about the 25th day of May of 2021 in the county of Jefferson, state of Texas, that you did then and there intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly cause bodily injury to another, namely Marlisha Rucker, hereafter styled the complainant, by punching the complainant about the head and body, and that at the time of said assault, the complainant was a member of the defendant's household against the peace and dignity of the state in violation of condition 1 of your probation order. Is that true or not true?
It's true, sir.
All right. Now, are you pleading true to allegation 1 freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading true because it is true?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Mr. Jacobs,
Yes, sir.
have before me State's Exhibit number 1, which is the misdemeanor plea admonishment. On page 2 of this document, it has a set of initials JJ on a line next to a box that's checked MTRP, which means motion to revoke probation, true to allegation 1. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 3 of this document, there's a signature at the top where it says defendant. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is a trial court certification of the defendant's right of appeal, there's a signature that says on the that's above the line that's titled defendant, and the signature says Jarvis Jacobs. Did you place your initials on this?
Yes, sir.
Did you place your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
And there are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objections.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Matusa, you've advised and counseled Mr. Jacobs. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, your attorney, Mr. Matuska, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent
Yes.
representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, I will accept your plea of true to allegation number 1. And I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I'll also find that your plea and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a, and I will also find that the evidence is sufficient to revoke your probation, and your probation is hereby revoked. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 20 days county jail, and that's to run concurrent with cause number 329889.
Okay. Yeah, the judgment, the new judgment.
Sorry, criminal history.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Jacobs.
Yes,
The state
sir.
is offering you serve 20 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case is $57. Would you be able to pay the $57?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Jacobs, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Jacobs, you have another case. The second case is cause number 329889. In fact, before I get to that case, Mr. Jacobs, your case, cause number 321974, will also run concurrent with cause number 329889. Now, going to cause number 329889, the information in this case alleges that on or about May 25th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the class A misdemeanor offense of assault family violence. Mr. Jacobs, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Jacobs, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, guilty, I'm sorry.
Okay, guilty. Now,
Yes,
are
sir.
you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading guilty because you're guilty?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, I have before me a document that is titled the misdemeanor plea admonishment. It's also labeled as State's Exhibit Number 1. On this document, Mr. Jacobs, there's one box that's checked at the top, and it reads Class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment is confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 1 year, a fine not to exceed $4,000, or both such confinement and fine. Do you understand that?
Repeat that again, sir?
The range of punishment for a Class A misdemeanor is confinement in jail for a term not to exceed 1 year, a fine not to exceed $4,000, or both such confinement and fine.
I
That's the range.
understand.
Okay. Now, it also has a set of initials on a paragraph that is titled firearm ownership, and it states, a conviction for certain misdemeanor offenses, including those offenses involving family violence, will result in you being ineligible to purchase or possess a firearm for any purpose. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, on page 2 of this document, the same set of initials is on a line next to a box that's checked guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the 3rd page of this document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant. The signature purports to be that of Jarvis Jacobs. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, which is titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, that same signature is above the line that's titled defendant. Did you place your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
There are 2 boxes that's checked at the top of this document. The first box states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Second box states that you're waiving, which means you're giving up your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, did you sign a document out there that is titled discovery certification?
Say that again, sir?
Did you sign a document out there on paper that was titled discovery certification?
From my lawyer?
Yeah, when your attorney was out there, did he get you to sign a
Oh,
document?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, prior to you signing and initialing these documents that I've just mentioned, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in these documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
State, I have before me State's Exhibit 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Matuska?
No objections.
Okay, no objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Matuska, you've advised and counseled Mr. Jacobs in this case. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, sir, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jacobs, your attorney, Mr. Matuska, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The agreement is for 20 days county jail, and that's to run concurrent with clause number 321974.
Okay, Mr. You have his other judgment. Mr. Jacobs,
Yes, sir.
state is offering that you serve 20 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. And the court cost in this case that you'll be required to pay is $327. Mr. Jacobs, would you be able to pay the $327?
No, sir.
All right, Mr. Jacobs, I have before me a document. Where is it? I don't see his,
I did the magistrate warning because I didn't have an affidavit. You want me to reprint?
I just had it said didn't have the affidavit attached to it. Hold on a minute.
Well,
Did it have one?
see if there's one in here. Okay, I found it.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jacobs,
Yes, sir.
I have before me, okay, a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigency. And it has a signature, it looks like Jarvis Jacobs, that was signed on August 9th of 2021 at the jail. Did you sign this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I see here, you stated here you do not have any income and you do not, you do not have any monthly income and no assets. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you do not have any monthly expenses. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I see that Judge Rob Posh stated that you didn't have any income, and he stated that you met the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney, and he found that you was indigent. So this court is going to make the same finding that you are indigent, and because you are found to be indigent pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, your court costs are going to be waived. Mr. Jacob, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jacobs, I will follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Jacobs, before you leave, I have to read an admonishment or a warning. It's called the model written admonishment, the model written admonition on ineligibility to possess firearm or ammunition. And it reads, in accordance with Texas Administrative Code, Section 176.1, the court hereby admonishes you of the following. Number one, you are by entry or order or judgment ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Number two, beginning now, if you possess a firearm or ammunition, it could lead to charges against you. If you have questions about how long you will be ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, you should consult an attorney. Number three, under Texas Penal Code, Section 46.013A, firearms mean any device designed, made, or adapted to expel a projectile through a barrel by using the energy generated by an explosion or a burning substance, or any device readily convertible to that use. B, firearm does not include a firearm that may have as an integral part a folding knife blade or other characteristics of weapons made illegal by Penal Code Chapter 46, and that is one, an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, or two, a replica of an antique or curio firearm manufactured before 1899, but only if the replica does not use rimfire or centerfire ammunition. The statutes listed below are a starting point for ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. For more information about the laws that make you ineligible to possess a firearm or ammunition, or for more information on how long your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition lasts, the court recommends you contact an attorney. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.292, Magistrate's Order for Emergency Protection. Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 42.0131, Notice for persons convicted of misdemeanors involving family violence. Penal Code Section 46.02, Unlawful Carrying Weapons. Penal Code Section 46.04, Unlawful Possession of Firearm. Penal Code Section 25.07, Violation of certain court orders and conditions of bond in a family violence, child abuse or neglect, sexual assault or abuse, indecent assault, stalking, or trafficking case. Family Code Section 85.026, warning on protective order. Now, Mr. Jacobs, there are copies of this warning at the jail. You should get a copy. This will conclude your cases. You may be excused. You will follow the bailiff and have a blessed day.
All right, you too. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Sterilization program that we still need his thumbprint.
Oh, Mr. Jacobs,
Yes, sir.
they said that make sure that they get your thumbprint. I think there's a place at the jail where they're gonna get your thumbprint.
Okay.
Just tell the officer, just make sure that they get your thumbprint.
Yes, sir.
All right. You have a
All right.
blessed.
You too.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Matuska, this will conclude your case. You're free to go and you have a blessed day as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Miss Maxie?
Sorry about that, Judge.
Okay,